experience with this artist, my mother, Alison Knowles. Perhaps she is my tool. Or is the reverse also true? That as an artist, it behooves her to have me here as a professional commentator, in which case I am hers. This last sense of the term isn't one we can address without going into an in-depth analysis of our professional and familial relationship. We could spend years together on the couch and probably not answer it except to say yes. But we can proceed with the other two senses of the term. Toward that end, we could turn to the calculated aid of the philosopher Martin Heidegger, who wrote admirably of tool being as a way to get at the true nature of things through their use. Rather than repeat that argument, I would like to take this opportunity to work through what food as a tool does within the context of Fluxus events. As something that decays, for example, food is a tool that concerns itself with time, and particularly with duration as it affects form. Quoting the French philosopher Henri Bergson, quote, "It will be found that form is essentially extended, inseparable as it is from the extensivity of the becoming, which has materialized in the course of its flow. Every form thus occupies space as it occupies time." These words by Bergson suggest one way of understanding form, the essence of things, as based in the correspondence of material, extension in space and duration in time. If all material is constantly evolving, suggests Bergson, then the common sense notion of material permanence is an illusion at best and delusional at worst. He's asking the reader to rethink our common sense notion of form as belonging to a static universe of unchanging matter, and instead to locate form, essential reality, explicitly in relationship to time and space, the becoming. Conventional theories of art locate the essence of the object in how it looks as the stylization of the material. Many social histories of art inadvertently perpetuate this formalism by merely contextualizing this or that style. Both manners of writing art history are useful when the object produces a fixed perception, perhaps in a painting, viewed at one instant under fixed viewing conditions and within a predetermined set of expectations by the viewer. Bergson's vitalized form, on the other hand, suggests thinking about the material world, including art, as expressing constant flux, such that the evolution of the form, its flow, is a primary concern.
Bergson is less concerned with the order of things than with their creative evolution. This is the title of his book on the subject. Bergsonian form, therefore, may provide some clue as to the peculiarly evocative power of objects and performances produced by the group of artists whose name is related to the idea of flow, fluxus. The possible usefulness of Bergson for thinking about fluxus is demonstrated in part by the fact that much of Fluxus' work has an explicitly spatial temporal form linked to its origin in music. One-time chemist George Brecht invented the event type of performance that is associated with Fluxus in a 1958-59 class of the experimental composition by John Cage at the New School of Social Research. Research in New York has it important to note that similar sensibilities were the developments in Darmstadt, Copenhagen, Nice, London, Tokyo, and Prague. We see precisely the same logic in Einstein's 1919 formulation of space and time as mutual and dependent upon principles of relativity. He writes, "It is neither the poem in space nor the instant in time at which something happens that has physical reality, but only the event itself."